Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and it's time for another episode of Shelf Life. I'm looking at games I covered about 6 or 7 months ago and letting you know whether they're still in my collection. And for this episode, we are looking at games I covered back in February of this year, so let's see which of them had shelf life. So first in the crowdfunding corner is Bullet Cubed, which is a new release for one of my favorite games of all time, Bullet, both with new characters and bosses, always love that, and also the big Bullet Cube storage solution. The storage solution I could take or leave. I think they might be sending me a review copy with the other stuff, and I'll see if it's better than my, thrown together cardboard storage solution. But certainly having more characters, more bosses is never a bad thing for this game. I mean, I own everything. I bought some of it with my own money. Some has been review copies, and I just want more. Bullet is always awesome. So Bullet Cubed is definitely going to be a keeper for me once it arrives. Oh, and man, what a 1-2 punch of games Mike like for the crowdfunding corner, because the other one I covered this month was Fateforge Kin of the Wild. The upcoming Fateforge expansion has a new campaign. Love it. Has animal pets that can help you out in combat. Love it. Doesn't change any of the awesome mechanics of the game that was already my number one. What was that, last year? So yeah, this one is a no-brainer. Definitely excited for this one to come whenever it's done. That is Fateforge Kin of the Wild. But let's get to released games. First on that list is Guilty Gear Strive, the latest season from Exceed, the fighting game from level 99. I mean, if y'all don't know, the reason it was on the channel is because I have a solo mode unofficial for it that's been going for years. I updated it for all the Guilty Gear Strive characters. And yes, Exceed is going to be one of my favorite games of all time forever. I can't imagine it ever going away. My kids still play it with me. I mean, maybe when my kids go to college and I'm alone in my house, maybe then I won't play it as much. But besides that, it's awesome. Best fighting game out there, and it's a keep. That's Guilty Gear Strive. Whereas a definite not keep is Wraith and the Giants. I love the art on this one. I love the Shadow of the Colossus, Leviathan Wilds climbing on monsters and fighting them mechanics. But this one was just poorly balanced. People who say they love it, that's good. And I think it's house rulable to be fixed. But I think anyone who loves the game needs to play with the later characters where you can just kind of cancel the enemy's turn over and over again and just exploit them in lots of other ways. It just feels like it didn't get enough cooking, which is sad because I think the overall mechanics and kind of the comboing of cards and actions is really neat. So yes, this one was a big miss for me, but I think others might enjoy it, especially with some house ruling. That is Wraith and the Giants. Next is Toriki, the Castaway Island. This one I really enjoyed. I played through the entire thing once with my kids and then played through the entire thing again with my game group. And yes, it is somewhat linear in the end. I mean, it's not really linear, but you end up seeing all the main things to finally win. But yeah, it was a great time each time. Now, this is an app-assisted game. You need to be scanning QR codes quite a lot. It's one of those Lucky Duck games in that mold. But still, it's a really good one, especially if you're going to play it with your family, and then it's easy to pass on to somebody else when you're done. That is Toriki, the Castaway Island. And yes, it is a call because I finished it twice, but not because I didn't like the game. Next is another keep. This is the Button Shy game, A Nice Cuppa. This is right on my alley for Button Shy games. It has really interesting action chaining and kind of spatial awareness as you're trying to get these cards to be in the right order. The theme is great. The art is great. And this feels to me like another Button Shy game, Fishing Lessons, but this one feels like they fixed the problems because that one had majorly exploitable strategies, and this one I've not felt the same. So really enjoy this one. And again, it's easy to keep because it's a Button Shy little wallet game. That is A Nice Cuppa. Next is 52 Realms Adventures. This is a game that uses a deck of cards and then print and play sheets to kind of move through a dungeon and play as characters. I thought this was decently fun, had some interesting choices in it. I like simple little dungeon crawl experiences like this, but I did find it a bit repetitive and some of the characters felt way weaker than others. I don't know, it didn't hold my interest that long, but I mean, it's kind of hard to call it a call because literally I still have decks of cards around my house and I guess I could print out a dungeon again if I wanted to, but still, I'm not planning to play it again, so I guess that's as callish as you get. That is 52 Realms Adventures. Next is Pack the Essentials, which I shouldn't have even covered on the channel because I didn't realize until after the video had been live for a little bit that the game used some AI art in its tools and in its art making. But, that being put aside, if you are interested in this one, I think it's entirely fine. Nothing too special. It's a polyomino game. The solo mode is very kind of ho-hum, but it's quick at least, and, it's quick to resolve. But yes, I'd rather play something like Isle of Cats or something that didn't use AI art. But besides that, Pack the Essentials, it's fine. Whatever. Next is Decorum with its Moving Out expansion. And holy crud, I love this. So I already like Decorum. It's a fun game game, especially for 2 players, although it plays 4 as well, where you're trying to cooperatively deduce like what the preferences of each player is as you move things around, like in your house. Movin Out adds vehicles, but it also makes it really focus on only 2-player play. And then the big thing is you only have a limited number of items, so it kind of takes away some of the annoying thought process of the original Decorum while giving you other challenging things to deduce and figure out. I just love this one. Me and my son had a blast playing it. It's still in my collection because I want to play it again more. And it's one of those games where it's very easy to forget the solution after you played it for a while. Like, I'm sure I could play all of the scenarios and have no idea what any of the solutions were because they don't stick in your head that long. So yeah, Movin Out, awesome. Decorum, awesome. Strongly recommend this for anybody who's into cooperative deduction, especially if you play 2-player. Next is Wandering Galaxy, the latest in the storybook games from Plaid Hat. And this one was a disappointment for me. It was enough so that I actually didn't keep playing it to do a review of it. I just did the playthrough and then like played one more time and I was like, I'm done with this. So 2 main reasons for that, just to kind of get into it. First of all, they brought back stuff from the first game in the series, Forgotten Waters. That one had a lot of like very grindy, I thought very boring movement and like fighting combats with pirates over and over when you were just trying to get to like the next good part of the story. And then the second game in the series, Freelancers, got rid of that entirely. It was a very like, it was a linear mission, but they kept you on the like seat of your pants with, you know, things happening narratively every single thing, and nothing was like wasted effort. And then this one goes right back to the grind of just moving around and like annoying encounters. Not my personal favorite, but people who, you know, don't mind kind of grindy gameplay might not mind it. The other big complaint, though, that pushed this way down for me is that just like, I hate to say it, I love Jerry Hawthorne as a designer, but he should not do his own solo modes because they always feel like kind of thrown in and underbaked. And this one was worse than most because like you're supposed to be specializing and people are supposed to be taking different actions based on what they're good at or weak at. Like if I'm really good at this skill and you're really good at that skill, then we'll take different actions in the book. But the solo mode makes you kind of mediocre at everything. Because like even if you add cards to level up your deck, that means that if that card is drawn for the wrong test, it's going to hurt you. If it's drawn for the right test, it's going to help you. So I just started playing it like multi-handed, but that was kind of annoying. So even though I was like really into one of these games having deck building, and I think it would work pretty well for multiplayer, I thought it was a major miss for solo. Like really along the same lines as for anybody who played this Familiar Tales, which was also Jerry Hawthorne and also had a solo mode that also made a deck builder, but like kind of ruined it by not having the deck building work the way it's supposed to. So yes, just the same mistake being made 2 times in a row is a little disheartening. But, you know, again, if you're going to play this multiplayer and you don't mind the grindy stuff, if you liked Forgotten Waters, I think this might be a blast. Certainly the theme and narrative and stuff is still really fun. That is Wandering Galaxy, a call. Next up is Ziggurat, a family weight legacy game where you're trying to move around this tower, dodging these fire creatures while trying to get to the roof. And it was fine. We played it enough to beat the entire thing, which didn't take too long. There were some fun unlocks, some fun like little elements to discover in the game. Certainly, though, the legacy stuff and the unlocks did not change up the gameplay a lot. In fact, I had to finish the end of the campaign myself because my kids were like, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, Dad, which I can't disagree with. It definitely gets pretty repetitive, but it's pretty fun. If you like legacy games, it's certainly like a low intensity ask. It has some good things to discover. And again, it's very family friendly. The physical nature of the game is nice. And then you can just recycle it or trash it like I did when you're done. So that's Ziggurat. It was a call because I finished it, but it was fine. Next is the silly little communication party game DaDaDa, where you get these pictures and you get these sounds and you have to sort of help each other out only using these weird sounds to categorize the pictures and then kind of create a little language to identify other cards. If that all sounds confusing, it kind of is, but it's why the game is like goofy and fun. This would probably be a call if my family didn't like it, but my wife and kids do enjoy it, and I enjoy playing it with them. It's just kind of a silly, quick activity. You know, it's hard to even call it like a full-on game. But yeah, for that, it is quite a blast sometimes. That is DaDaDa, a keep. And then for something completely different, we have Monster Hunter Iceborne. Not at all a tiny little party game. This one was fine. It's very similar to the original Monster Hunter. Like, they did change some mechanics, and and I some changes I like, some changes I didn't. So I would say it's kind of a wash. But if you enjoy the original, I think you'll enjoy this one. It is hard to recommend this game strongly. I mean, the big thing is it's just easy to get to the table. Compared to a lot of the giant boss battles we have these days, this one is like just easy to throw down and play for a little bit. It plays pretty quickly. It's pretty easy to teach. You know, like I've been playing Kingdoms Forlorn a lot recently, and that game is friggin' amazing. Like way better than this game in every way. But that game takes like 5 hours to play, and it's really big, and you need like multiple places set up, and you can't really do just like drop in and play sessions of it very easily. So yes, Monster Hunter Iceborne has its place, and I think maybe it's slightly better than the original Monster Hunter, but again, it's kind of hard to recommend if you can get Primal, if you can get Oathsworn, if you can get Kingdoms Forlorn, if you can get any of those other games. I think unless you're looking for a very quick, light game, that they're going to shine way brighter than this one does. It was a call for me. So there you go. That's it for Shelf Life from last February. 4 games kept, although 2 of them are expansions for games I already own, and 2 of them are very small games that don't take up much shelf space. But let's get to the contest results and see which of you won a game from my collection. So in group 1, none, which was wrong, was the most popular answer with 50% of voters. Guilty Gear Strive got only 41%, which actually surprised me, but then I think maybe because I called it Guilty Gear instead of saying Exceed, you know, whatever it is, Season 7, that probably threw people off. So 41% picked that. Wraith the Giants got 9%, and I don't know if this has happened before. I feel like every game has gotten at least 1 vote, but Toriki, you got shut out, 0%. So that's group 1. Group 2 is a bit more confident. Nice Cuppa. I mean, still not the majority, but it got 47% correctly voting it. 30% picked none. 21% went for 52 Realms Adventures. And only 2% went for Pack the Essentials, but hey, still better than Toriki. Okay, then group 3, Decorum Movin Out. Correct answer, but only 38%. None right behind it with 36%. Wandering Galaxy did pretty well with 21%. And Ziggurat got only 5% of the vote. And then, oh my gosh, Blood in the Water with group 4. None, which was wrong, got 69%. Monster Hunter World got 22%, and DaDaDa, the correct answer, got 9%. By the way, for context, I didn't say this during the main video, but I was going to call it DaDaDa. It was on my call pile, and then one of my kids grabbed it and got my wife to play it, and suddenly it was a family game that I had to keep. Whoops. So that would have made 69% of you a lot happier if I had not let my kids get away with that. But yeah, there we go. Those are the results. And our potential finalists, we had several people get 4 out of 4 correct. We had Frank Dowd, Matthew Mendonca, who is a Patreon supporter, so they get double. Mike Dunker, also a Patreon supporter. And then Ryan Picklesheimer, a multi-time winner, I think, in the past. And then finally, Alan Karahar also got them all right, but said he didn't want to be entered in the contest. So this is nice and easy. I'm going to roll a basic D6 die and see who gets the win. All right, so here we go. And it's a 4. Who is that? Hey, it's Mike Dunker from one mic to another. Congrats. I'll be in touch about your free game. Everybody else, thanks for entering. Check the video description if you want to enter next month's contest. And we'll see you next time for more Shelf Life.